on, chat? What's going on? Low tier gamer. I like that name. That game is really unique. Low tier gamer. I mess with that name, man. I mess with that name. What you guys doing? I sent out the invites. People should be showing up momentarily. Dirt Griggity had something to do with his family. That's why we had to delay the show a little bit. He'll be here eventually. And I actually got a surprise guest coming for you guys, man. I got a surprise guest coming for you guys. See how you like that. What is going on, chat? I see you guys in there. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Jim Ryan coming to the show? No. Jim Ryan is definitely not coming to the show. No, not King. Gotta keep it a little bit original, man. Gotta keep it a little bit original. Can't have King in here all the time. Yeah. I'm sure it's pretty rough over there in the PlayStation building right now. I'm pretty sure it's pretty rough over there. Shout out to the $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. Dude, the news last night was crazy. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. I actually made a video about it. I don't know if you guys saw it. I made a video about it on the Gaming Addict channel, man. You know, follow me on there. I think I'm going to start doing more on that channel. You know, I've been doing kind of the bare minimum. I'll agree with you. I have been doing the bare minimum on that channel. But I'm really seeing, like, a huge growth recently. Like, you know, and obviously I know it's not like going to be like that all the time, because anyone that does like videos, you know that's an up and down, you know, up and down that goes on. So clearly, you know, there's going to be some times where we do good, sometimes where we do bad. There's my YouTube channel, guys. Go over there and sub to me, man. Go sub to me. I'm going to start trying to make like 3 to 4 videos a week. I'm going to try. No, not any of those. Not any of those, man. Not any of those. I try to get people that people don't normally see in this community. Diller and them, they're in a lot, man. They're in a lot. Any predictions for trailers tomorrow? I got a couple. ACG, no. Let me ask you guys a question though. I'm kind of curious how you guys will feel, because for those of you that's been following me from the beginning of all time, you know, I'm sure some of you have been following me to some degree to that early parts. You'll remember I used to do a show on the Addict show called Addict Spotlight. And that pretty much what the Addict Spotlight was just breaking down a game. You know, it could be a spoiler cast. It could be a game coming out if we're going to be excited about it. I think I'm going to mainly prioritize spoiler cast because I feel like that is better for me in general. Because if you do spoiler cast, if you do both of them, it's going to be hard to, like, if I have a spoiler cast for, like, let's say God of War, and I had a video building up the anticipation for God of War, there'll be the same show pretty much, but one's going to be after the game, one's going to be before. And for branding wise, I think that's like a nightmare. Look at my hair, guys. I'm losing my hair. So, you know, I think there's a lot of aspects to that. What I want to do is I want to bring back the Addict Spotlight on ILP's channel, on the channel that we were doing this now. And I want to have a perspective where we are talking about, you know, it's going to be a spoiler cast. You know, I'm going to try to get, you know, people that review games like ACG. You know, I'm in talks with him right now of maybe doing a God of War one, where me, ACG, maybe one more person. I'm going to try to keep it 2 people. I'm going to try to keep it low on panel so we can get in and out, where we just break down the game. You know, it's a spoiler cast. Because I feel like there's spoiler casts on YouTube, but there's none that's, I don't feel like do a good job breaking down the game. And that's why I feel like, I want to aim for someone like ACG to, try to get him to do some of the bigger games. Like, obviously, ACG is a busy dude. He probably couldn't do a lot of it. But when it comes to big games like Starfield, if he's able to, make it up to that, I would really like to get me and him breaking down some of these games because, ACG is one of the few people that consumes games more than I consume games. And there's not a lot of people that can, absorb the amount of games. Like, I got a lot of respect for ACG and how he approaches his reviews. Yes, this merger has been extremely wild. Man, these people taking forever. What's going on? They better not be in spaces. They better not be in spaces. I don't have a relationship with Skill Up. Like, he doesn't, I tried to reach out to him one time and he never, like, responded. And I'm not saying that's, like, a bad thing, but if you can't get a hold of them, it's kind of hard to do anything else. What's up, Talos? All right, so the surprise guest going to be about 10 minutes. But we can sit here and chat. There's a lot of things going on. I'm going to name this in the thing as the pre-show. I'm going to name it as the pre-show. Because Dirt is probably coming back from his family activity. So he'll probably be here in the next, 10 minutes. And so should the guest, too. The guest will probably be here as well. Now, let me switch to the IOP account so I can get the times. Because there's some people that's really big on making sure that we do timestamps. And part of me understands that. But then the other part of me is like, yo, I feel like, timestamps is a luxury. And as much as I do try to focus and improve the show and make it better for you guys, those timestamps could be very lengthy to do, especially back before I was doing it live. Now Dirt gave me the idea of doing it live, so now I do it live, and that makes things a lot easier because I don't have to go back and do it. So what I'm gonna name this is we're gonna do the timestamps when the show starts, because I didn't really do a starting soon screen today because people have been giving me a lot of feedback on doing starting soon screens. Apparently you guys don't like it. Who would have figured, man? The timestamp mafia will come for me, man. They will come for me. Oh, the Yu Yu Hakusho shirt? Yeah. I actually, I'm a big fan of anime shirts. Would love to be IOP resident wrestling game expert. I'm kind of confused what you mean by that. What you mean by IOP? You're going to have to explain that to me a little bit. So I want to hear from the chat. Tell me, chat. How we feeling about this Mario? How we feeling about it? I'm curious what's going on with that. I think it's good. I think it's gonna do good, man. Will you watch One Piece live action on Netflix when it comes out? Absolutely not. I don't like the live action anime stuff. There's been very few live action anime that actually works. Have you guys seen the live action anime for Attack on Titan? It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Yeah, Mario movie gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. I think we're gonna enjoy it. Now I'm gonna open my window until the other ones get here because it's getting a little hot. So if the traffic going in and out of gonna be a problem, just tell me. I'll shut the window. Just let it get a little fresh air in here before I shut it permanently. Before the other panel members get here. Because originally, I was just gonna rock by myself for the rest of the year. Give Dirt and anyone else a little bit of breathing room. Because they come in here and they help me run this show. They do a really good job. And I was like, look, it's 3 weeks. I just told Dirt, I was like, man, I'll go on there, do my own little thing. And I feel like part of me needs to get better at talking to you guys as a solo person too. Because I want to do more streams in general. And I can't always rely on people to help me run streams. So it's easier to do a solo one. So I want to get better at that in general. Be better at talking to no one, because this is the hardest type of podcasting there is no one to bounce back off of, where you're pretty much just talking to yourself and the only bounce you have is a chat. And now you guys are wonderful. You give good opinions, you give good stuff to talk about, but when there's no chat and you have to bounce off of yourself, it's really difficult. I would say it's the single hardest thing to do in YouTube is bouncing off of no one. Let me see. This movie looks to be good. I feel you. I know how people feel about the Mario thing, but the way I see it is he's doing a good job. Like, look, sure, Mario might not sound exactly how you guys want him to sound, but I feel like he sounds good enough to get the character's point across. Would it be better if he sounded a little bit more like Mario? Yeah. But I feel like as long as Chris Pratt, or whatever his last name is, effectively plays the character right, I'm willing to overlook the fact that his voice doesn't exactly sound like Mario. I always just wing it. My whole life I'm just winging it. Now, that's an issue. Winging it has definitely affected my life in very negative ways to a point. But I always just wing it, man. I always just wing it. Gonna take time to get used to in the movie. Movie looks good, but I've been fooled before on dope movie trailer. Yeah, they could literally show us the best points of the whole movie, and the rest is just horrible. They could definitely do that. And you know, these things aren't easy to do. Like, I don't think people realize fanboys of anything is hard to do. They're really hard to do. $5 super chat from Billy. Addict, how are you liking the new Pokemon game so far, and where would you rank this generation compared to others? All right, so I am working on a review for Pokemon. I know I've promised to you guys for like 2 weeks. I got sick pretty bad for a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit better. Still got a little bit of the mucus in my lungs, but I'm able to actually talk at a good amount before I start coughing. As you can see, been here for probably going around 10, 12 minutes, and that's the first time I've really coughed. So I could do that now. The question is do I do it after ILP Sunday? I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I have a lot of opinions about Pokemon. I think that as far as competitive wise, this is one of the best Pokemons they've ever done, because they've made it so much easier to competitively play Pokemon. I have like 2 or 3 competitive Pokemon, and I have put almost zero work into it, because just doing the dens, like the little raids. So I like that. But as far as like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as a whole, one of the worst games that I've seen in Pokemon. And it wasn't even just the performance issues. I feel like they lost a little bit of what made Pokemon. Like, think about Team Rocket, Team Magma. I can't remember all the little evil organizations in all the Pokemon games, but you got Team Star, and they're not even really doing anything bad. Like, it just, I felt like they sacrificed story elements of Pokemon to make the game open world, and I'm going to stick by that. Now, as far as, like, I'll go more in depth on my review, but that's a little bit of my opening things. My headset's dying because I'm not speaking in it or anything. It's kind of an issue. Let me think here. I don't know. I like Sword and Shield. I liked all of them, man. I liked all of them. Callisto Protocol, I'm working on that game as well. I'm working on Midnight Suns. I played a little bit of Midnight Suns this morning. I'm still feeling a little bit unsure about it, but I do like a lot of aspects of Midnight Suns. I just think this year we got a lot of good games and no great games, if that makes sense to you guys. Like, I've reviewed a lot of games. Like, hold up, let me go to the ILP review tab. This year, I have, and keep in mind, there's probably 2 to 3 more reviews coming before the end of the year. I got like 3 weeks. I'll finish these 3 reviews by then, because one of them is about to come out because it's done. So there's not really an issue in terms of that. But, we're going to go to the playlist. And let me let me do another screen catcher. And let me go ahead and here, do this playlist. Let me zoom this up, put this back a little bit. I got to get stuff a little bit better in terms of how everything looks. Sometimes I feel like I fail you guys on that. Just a little bit. They did another update. Like another update. Alright. So here is here's our playlists. Now let me press F11. Let me click on the chat